Hey everyone, appreciate you all being here at the USA Eagles Den. It's a segment that we allow projects to have a 5 to 10 minutes pitch. Remember that this is not a full-blown AMA. We have not done any research into the projects. This is going to be my first time here in the project as well. So make sure you do your research accordingly. During the pitch, my team will post a summary over in the chat room. So make sure that you guys check out their TG, their website, and their info. So with that, I'd like to welcome Mike from Frenchie. Mike, pleasure to have you here. If you can go and start out just introducing yourself really quick and take it from there.
Absolutely. And again, same as last time, very good pleasure being here, and appreciate everybody tuning in, taking time out of your day to hear all of us. And again, being on Eagles Den and USA Crypto is always a pleasure. I mean, I'm in the States, so you guys are pretty very well known here. And I've been following you for the years that I've been in the space so far, and love what you guys support and the projects that came through you guys. I see a lot of good shit. Again, I'm Mike. I'm from the East Coast of the United States, Philadelphia area. Well, actually, I'm from Philadelphia. I like to say area, so it doesn't nail down exactly where, but I'm from Philadelphia, live in Philadelphia. Been in the space somewhere heavily the last 4+ years, about 6 to 7 years, but I was on and off and wasn't really dedicated. Got to know a few like everybody else, rugs, scams, things of that nature. So did the team, kind of where we built this from. My background is, mainly I do a lot of investing and helping businesses build. If they're in the red, I show them a roadmap to become in the green. I also have my own business in the automotive industry, which I help other automotive businesses in order to get to where I'm at and to be able to manage things, say, better. Same thing along the lines of the market and managing a project. It's just, you got to put a different spin on it a little bit. And met the whole team. I was in a project that seemed promising, didn't turn out so well. And basically it was rugged. So it was a CTO, but it felt very off. So some of us from the core of the project came together, started a raid army. We sent it back up multiple times to at least recoup our money from being rugged. Team was non-existent. All of a sudden, this guy is going to do a CTO. The team sends him a bunch of tokens. He held them hostage and then told them they can pay him to get the tokens back, or else the project's dead. Came up with the idea, a few of us, that, you know what? This shouldn't happen. We can do better. That was about somewhere, basically almost a year ago at this point now. And that's where we came together, came up with the idea of Frenchie, but the main core values behind it. We don't just want to make money. We want to help other places. That's where the charity portion came in. And we don't want a high tax because it's a deterrent. So it's 1% buy and sell. And that's where we came up with half burns us to stay deflationary. The other half goes to charity, which our first burn actually for charity, it's constant burns, but our first donation should take place by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. Few good ones we have in mind. There's a really nice one with Crypto for Impact, and I'm dealing with 2 people through them as well. Should be pretty good. They do a lot of the trench digging and being able to bring in fresh water basically to villages over in Africa that have nothing. There's no way they're getting it without. They're actually doing a lot of good over there, so it's a pretty good place to start. A lot of things in my own backyard, from school stuff and the violence, from Baltimore and DC area, especially Philadelphia, Trenton and Jersey, Boston, Seattle specifically as well. A lot of places that all of us are familiar with in our own backyard. I'm trying to reach out, but they need to be as legitimate and as transparent as we are. If I give you $1, I expect $1, maybe 99 cents. I know there's fees, but to go to the cause. We don't want to see, like March of Dimes, the running joke of 10 cents goes to it, 90 cents goes to the yachts and the women and the houses that the CEOs of these companies. And it's as deep as Red Cross. I know people pretty well that are very high up in there, and they're leaving and have left because things don't get where they need to be. That's not okay. We got big people making a lot of damn money, but all they're doing is making money and then creating ways to write it off. We don't get to do that as a retailer or a smaller person. Everybody gets that once in a while. You see, this guy turned $300 to $2 million. He got lucky. You make millions in crypto, it's because you're a billionaire. I don't think it should be that way. We don't think it should be that way. And the scams and rugs got to stop. That's a big thing that we're out to prevent and fight. I think we get a little blowback from the space because of it. When you want to show full transparency and that you do good, it kind of sets a precedent that everybody should be doing it. And the ones not are the ones kind of against it because they don't really want to. But again, it needs to happen. Things have to change. And that is hopefully the movement and our plan and vision to be able to do this. And that's why we're building long term. It's not an overnight pump and dump. I honestly don't want to see that. Would I love to see a green chart constantly and keep going up? Absolutely. But reality, it's to do that gradually and every time sustain a higher floor. You don't want to shoot up and then come back to the floor. The floor has to keep moving up, and that's exactly what we're building to do, especially with market conditions. Right now, I don't think anybody's unloading fully on market and marketing, well, because it's so atrocious in the market right now. We get 10% up and then 20% down, then 17% up, all over X. We're back, and all the John Wick posts. Yeah, I'm thinking we're back. I've posted them, no bullshit, myself, 5 times in the last 2 weeks. We're not back yet, though. We will be back, though. This point in time, it's a discount. ETH is very low. I understand a half of ETH is always half of ETH, but right now a half of ETH is about $900. ETH is $6,000. That's $3,000. We're correlated directly and tied to them. When ETH moves, we automatically move. And then if there's also buying and holding, we move a hell of a lot more. We're at sitting, I think right now, the last time I looked before I charged my phone for this was like 49K market cap. Floor's been pretty strong. It fluctuates from 45 to about 49. Doesn't really drop below. We're a pretty steady floor and chart here. Had some DX issues trying to get them all handled, and it's automated and through code, all pay-to-play stuff. Our work and transparency will speak for itself. If I was here to just take money, would try to do that up front. I damn sure ain't going to give it to charity and everything else, and what's going to go to charity is a lot more or less than I'm even in for, or vice versa. It's to show the proof of work. And if you can see the white paper and the vision, the main things we stand out is we do good. We will continue to always give back through charity and everything else and continue every single buy and sell transaction, which again, the tax is low. But when you got volume, hey, 0.5% through the course of 30 days, when you got good volume, that's giving a hell of a lot to charity each month. And the better we do, the bigger it's going to get. This is all the same reiteration from the last time I was on here, just giving a little background to people and how we created it, what we do. And now I can give some updates as well as what's been going on. Reached out, and we are partnered with Victus Global to be plugged in, obviously, to a lot of bigger firms and networking. And as the market gets better, and we do, and a lot more marketing and things become free, pretty much you're not going to look anywhere and not be able to see Frenchie. And you're everywhere going to see the news of what Frenchie is doing, from keeping the safe and their investors safe and the space that way. Safe place to trade, good place to hang out. Our in-house spaces and AMAs will be starting. Just somewhere you can hang out, bullshit. And I mean, we all have the same problems in the market, but sometimes can't go home. I mean, half of my friends and family laugh and tell me it's a scam and da-da-da, you shouldn't be in the space. They don't understand the way it works. So when you get to unload that somewhere where everybody understands, it's always a good feeling. We're going to also create that and bring that in-house, but we'd like to introduce new projects as well. And we do have some new partnerships, Kiki being one of them, and TAN, which is a layer 1, which we're getting further in and just kind of starting the groundwork on our partnership. The same with Kiki. Kiki actually did pretty well and got up over 50 million. I think they sit somewhere around 7 to 8 million now. Starting collaborative efforts as a new one with them right now, and building with TAN, finishing, what we're going to do in the future with Victus as the market conditions get better, or marketing will change accordingly to that. And mainly right now is to get a wider variety in. We're very UK and maybe Zealy based from when we first built everything, and that's to a specific region. To reach out to the US, to China, anybody that, well, wants to make a lot of money, but you don't have to do anything except invest and make money. We take care of the rest as far as giving back, and it's an automatic. There's no control over it. Every transaction, 0.5% is immediately sent to the burn wallet for charity. That number, it will always be there. It will just be higher or lower depending on volume. Looking to hopefully create like a cross burn mechanism with our other partnerships to not only make things more deflationary, but bring back value to it as well. Little things we're expanding on slowly. I know I touched before on the video game and our animation, and we do have samples of it. We do actually have a running sample of the video game. It will not be released until it would be done. Samples will be dropped, but these are all very long-term things. We are a very long-term project, and I don't see ever stopping building, because the better we do, well, to me, that's just more to build with. I don't see why to ever get stagnant and why to stop. Our cause is to continue doing good. Our cause and vision and whole purpose is to help places that don't have nothing. But if we're benefiting while we do it, what is the harm in doing so? I would love to see the movement turn into a way the space does things. I mean, some of these numbers that people have made, we all know are astronomical. Do we know where any of it went except to like big houses and islands and private bank accounts offshore? I'm not seeing anything being done with it. That's what we're here to change. And the more partnerships and people we can bring in and get a hold of that, the further the message goes, which is kind of why Kiki and Tan and other places that I don't want to drop names that I'm in talks with and what we're doing, you know, they might want to announce it. And there is other partnerships and things in the works. All our visions line up. Are they charity based? No, but are they based on transparency and doing good? Absolutely. So that is somebody we can be on board with. It just has to be shown what you're doing. I hate the word soon. Drives me nuts. I've heard that so many times in communities. I get a lot of questions actually in the community, which to me, some of them seem strange because I haven't been in a lot of communities where you have contact with the team directly. You talk to the team 90% of the time, and the other 10% the team answers, but a mod already answered you. But we're in constant contact. We have a team member always hands-on in Telegram. X is becoming a lot, it's always daily posted, but going to get a lot more active, especially with spaces and AMAs and the other projects we're talking to coming on. And want to have a chill space as well for the community. Again, we all go through the same stuff in the market. Great place to be able to come once a week, hang out. You know, we'll talk about us and introduce other things, and then just a chill space, and then at least 1 or 2 AMAs in-house a week. Introduce new projects, people that share our same vision, and keep expanding. The bigger audience you get, the more impact you can have on the world. Basically, that's our whole purpose, is to have an impact on the space and the world in a positive way. Like I said, my friends and family talk so negative about crypto, and I've been in this for so long. I'm not going to say, well, right now, I'm a little upset with my portfolio. I try not to look at it. I know it's red. I cannot sell where I'm at. I will not do that. I know things, commodities go up. They don't stay here. I'm buying more, even knowing I'm at a 63.5% loss in my portfolio right now. But I was at like a 28% loss when I decided to make a decision, sell or hold, so I held. Unfortunately, I lost a lot more, but what I buy right now will get back. The horrible market is giving us a discount. ETH, again, a half an ETH is $900. Well, that's $3,000 possibly in a month or two. That's just with the price of correlation of ETH. Now what happens when Friend moves outside of ETH? Frenchie is a place that right now the discount and the entry is so low. The numbers to me are mind-blowing because I also see and have the passion and the vision behind it. I know what I'm working for. I know I'm not going to stop. The team isn't going to stop. But if you really read and pick apart the white paper, if you see the story driven behind us and that we're going to follow this through, There's no possible way, let alone we get into the millions. I don't see that taking very long. I don't want it to all be about just making money and sending a chart, because that's not really our purpose. But again, we're in crypto. We all want to make money. This is an amazing entry point and place to do so. Every single bit, the further we go up, the better we get to do. I don't want to just do good in the U.S. I don't want to just do good in Africa. The community can suggest places, and as long as we can run it down and research that it's legit, if you got something going on in your backyard, let us know. We can maybe help that out. And maybe if we have so many ideas, it's not once a month. Now we do it once a week. The better we do, the more we can give back to. And that's the main purpose of all of this, is for while we do good and we're able to all accumulate money from this, we're able to funnel some of it back into society, back to places that need it. And they'll also create a safe place, like to come hang out, laugh, and dump your problems. Like when the market goes south, or if there was a rug. I can't wait to have the wall of shame, which will be the wall of fame for scammers, for rugs, for people known to shill rugs. I'll leave that alone for the moment. We all know a very few big names on X that love to support and write and shill articles on rugs. Obviously, they put a percentage and then they dump it off when the team does. There is none of that able to happen here. We are locked for a year, but also the floor, it stays where it is and will only be sustained. The team and the core is very diamond-handed. There is already a core base of Chads here. Now it's to bring in more that can see and link with the vision, and also anybody that likes money. I mean, right now, I'm not going to say our chart will look incredibly amazing, but everything has been very red. We're not swinging that far. We're up and down and kind of riding sideways, while the rest of the market is riding a roller coaster straight on down. It's like the ride down from the tip of King to Ka. We're not doing that. We're still sitting at the bottom waiting to take the ride to the top, but we don't want the roller coaster down. Everything we're doing is to build to sustain as we go. Pretty much a long-term project building. Honestly, I've only actually myself been a part of about 3 prior to this that I was in. And I'll tell you what, they sat around the same place and then doubled and sat there, and then all of a sudden they went 10x from there. And these weren't sitting at 40K when I got involved. These were already at like 5, 10, and one was at 27 million. So going 3x and 5x and 10x from there was pretty big. The bigger you go, the more attention, the more attraction, the better the rest of everybody else can benefit from it. Listings and things happen as all that takes place. Right now, the main focus is building a very solid foundation of holders and a core that is going to support and work for the project and make sure that the word gets out in what we're doing, that everybody shares the same idea, and that we all make some damn money. That at the end of the day, that is the reason anybody's going to invest. We're not just investing because we're going to do good. The team's going to handle that. For the investors, you get to make money. And you get to come talk about whatever's bothering you. Any questions you have is going to be answered by the team. It ain't just AMAs. An AMA is basically our Telegram or X. You post a question, it'll be answered, but by a team member, not by a botted admin, not by things of that nature. And this is where our partnerships are coming from, where we see projects that are very active and hands-on. That's the main thing that needs to happen, is a based active team. Active communities, that this is where coins actually build. They don't just shoot up and go down and disappear. If you look at anything that's been long-term built, and I'm not trying to put us right now with these names, I'm just giving examples. From your Doge to your Sheeb, I understand the people behind them and the big names and all. But yeah, I would like to think in a few years that, yes, we're talked about in the same view. But our deflationary burns aren't just deflationary for us. They're to give back as well. Tax could have been 10%. Imagine how much we'd give back through that. But then you're hitting the investor pretty hard too. We don't want to do that because we're all investors. We came from a horrible rug project. Don't want to see that happen, and we don't want to do that to nobody. And certain things, especially in DEX, again, in coding and all, we've been double audited through Solid Proof and CoinSalt KYC'd. Things in the code trigger flags on DEX, which we all know DEX is a pay-to-play kind of platform to begin with. Flags have been handled, and they all want your score. Well, our score will go up organically. We will proof of work show that. I still can't understand and wrap my head around it, but this is one of the biggest issues that I believe caused us was the flags from the DEXs and things that we couldn't do anything about. And it isn't manual, it's automatic, so if they see something in a code. Well, it ain't like I sat at home and created the code. This is one thing I just wanted to bring up and address because I understand the fear. And if I see something like that, to me, I just swipe left, swipe down, try to look at something better, something more interesting looking. That's why getting the word out and proof of what we're doing is going to be the biggest thing. Look at the chart. Look at our work. Look at what we do. Look at the activity. Look at what the team does. This is where we're going to show you the roadmap of what we're really doing. You can look at whatever else anything is there, or, I mean, it was silly shit, too. Something in the code showed a blacklist. We're not blacklisted. That has now since went away. Whitelist, yeah, absolutely. We whitelisted certain people to buy in pre-sale, as most projects do. So, yes, that was there. That has been addressed. A lot of things that automatically and showed a scam likely. Really? We're the most transparent? I'm not being biased here. I'll say one of the most transparent because there is some other projects that are very legitimate and doing very good things as well. But everything we do is out in the open. We're literally doxed and KYC'd the entire team. I'm not hiding. I'm on here telling you where I'm from, and my ex, that's me. So when you see Best Take or you see Crypto Mike on X, that's me. That's my picture. That's my kids that get posted sometimes. I ain't got nothing to hide. None of the team does. So certain things are very misleading. But we will correct that through work, through proof, through evidence, through what we're doing. And the support we're starting to get, and finally, it's starting to get a lot more active today. I understand a lot of them they're pretty small buys, and, you know, obviously anybody seeing movement, if they were down a little bit, a lot of maybe zealier or smaller holders. Some places, if you make $30, you just made a month worth of income. Not everybody's from the U.S. or places where the type of money we think is nothing. To some people, it's a lot. That's kind of the part of why we would like to be in the bigger market and also stay with the smaller market, though. It doesn't mean we get bigger, you forget about the small people. You always watch. You never step on anybody on your way up the ladder. If I climb the ladder, I'm going to reach my hand down to bring somebody up with me. You don't want to step on somebody because you never know who you're going to need to pull you up later. And there's no reason to do that. There's plenty of money in the space. Why can't some of it go back? Why can't some of it do some good in the world? Why can't some of it change where we all live? In the States, we all know about the defund the police stuff and all this wild things going on. Seattle specifically, with the city being taken over, I couldn't imagine what your thoughts are on that and seeing it firsthand. I know what I felt and thought seeing that through the news and all, and it just reminded me of like going to Philly and being in Kensington. They kind of let them do what they want and quarantined it off, and like, as long as you do it here, it's okay. But if money was funneled there from the city, instead of buying whatever it is they like to buy and spend money on, high-end escorts and things of that nature, if they would actually do something, there'd be a place, and this wouldn't happen, place for these people to go and actually have somewhere to call home, rebuild. Not everybody on the street is a drug addict. Some actually have issues. Some just need help. Some lost jobs. Some got families they couldn't support. So now they're just making sure they feed their kids, but they're on the street. This is a big problem in the States. And then we got people in the rest of the world that can't even get food or water. Anything we can help, if you help one person, you did something. We're hoping to help a lot more. And at the same time, as we help everywhere else, we're helping our community and our investors. The bigger we get, the more things funnel back in through IP. And again, eventually, I don't want to put a time frame on it. The video game or animated series, a lot of people and names I can't really say because they kind of are very big names, and I don't mean in the space, I mean period, that will be behind in supporting in time. a lot of value will also be coming to the back end of this. I would love to see merchandise, which we also already had very early on, at least something in development, and actually got an actual, example of, like they send you one. If you like this, you can order 100. So we actually did get a sample and have a lot of other things in the pipeline for that later on to bring value back once we get to where we want to be. I don't want to keep on talking about the same thing and going over it. Any questions anybody would have, I would gladly answer. That's just a little background on what our vision is, what our plan is, and the layout of what we're all about, what we're trying to do, and what we're trying to bring back to the space. Set a new precedent, become a movement that other people could follow. And you don't want no credit for it. I would just love to see other projects doing it. Imagine if you start seeing projects popping up and then even a quarter of their tax is going to charity. I mean, if nobody else is going to do it, why not the space? I mean, I get it. You could burn your token, but if you're also burning your token for deflationary, you could also do something for charity. And I already do outreach work and things of that nature in my own backyard in my hometown to begin with, and that's out of my pocket. A lot of people do this as well, and some are very well off to be able to do so, some aren't. This way, you don't have to be in any position. If you buy, you just helped. If you sold, you just helped. It comes full circle, and we can all make everything come full circle and have a safe. We could turn this into a legit safe place where everybody don't got to lose. Everybody don't got to take a loss every day. Everybody don't got to be scared about a rug or a scam. And once you put the layout and it becomes a new way to do things and everybody's doing it, imagine if you never had to worry that you're going to get scammed or rugged. It will create a lot less projects because we won't have 1,000 a day getting launched so they can rug people for FOMO. But it will bring real utility and things back to the space that we need. That's what blockchain's all about, is real world utility. What can you do for the world? Blockchain, people think crypto is just coins. I just explained this to a customer the other day. You don't get it. Your digital banking and everything you do online is based off of blockchain technology. It ain't just crypto. You hear crypto, you think there's a token and it's about money and it's a scam. Most of digital finance is ran off of blockchain. Banks are using blockchain. The normal everyday person doesn't understand. We're making the world go round. Coding, Web3, Layer 2, blockchains, everything that is in this space is what controls the actual digital part of financing everywhere. Not many understand that, and more are starting to, and it's starting to get more public. The U.S. now with strategic reserve and everything. I'm interested to see where this goes and when the market finally gets out of the red. You guys were starting off with the tariffs very early on. That will blow over. It won't last long. Some might be negotiation tactics. Again, we've been getting hit for a very long time from a lot of places. I think it's just time that I guess they saw to do the same thing. I don't see it lasting. And again, prices don't go down forever. When this changes, I think it's a mega pump we've never seen. You're going to need a seatbelt and a helmet when this shit happens. The G-force alone and how fast we're going to go up when it does, instead of seeing like 10, 5%, I think we're going to see 25 to 30%, but for like 30 days straight eventually. It's just a matter of time. But during that time, and these are, I'm talking the big coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana for a very big one. I didn't unload 50K, but I had Solana very, very, very young. And I did pretty good on it early on. And yeah, I kind of just not unloaded 50K, but I shifted a little bit of my portfolio while everything's on the floor to it. I'm also just going to hold. I do believe in it. I do know it'll go up. The speed, the transactions. Part of why we're on base as well to curve fees and things. And right now we're actually, I think we were 5th last time I checked, trending on base right now. Movement's finally getting going and getting the momentum going behind Frenchie and everything that we're doing. And the team, the core, the communities all starting to work together and come together. Right now is literally the lowest entry possible. If you look at even the chart of the market cap, it stayed here. This is where it takes off from. It ain't going to go below here. So anybody waiting on a lower entry, it doesn't happen. This is the lowest entry, and there's no turning back. We will make sure to maintain and sustain long-term the higher floor as we go. It's all long-term vision. It's all about long-term building. And if you don't see it, that's fine. Just come make some money. You know, at least, at least you're not going to lose a lot of money right now. Everywhere else, unfortunately, if you want to get rich, just DM me. I'll tell you what I'm buying and what dip I'm eating, and just sell that shit off and buy what I'm not buying, and you'll get rich, because everything I buy goes lower. This is one thing I can be honest, and it's literally shown. We're not dropping with the rest of the market. Certain things, especially memes right now, have been so volatile. It's insanity. I for the hell of it, saw one and saw potential, so I threw $300. I'd rather leave the name out, but some of you might understand when I say this. I threw $300 in. I have $7.67. It's been 2 months. That's a very large loss. That is not going to happen here. 2% drop, maybe, but that's about it. The send is what it's going to be about. And the best part is, the better we send, the more we get to give out and do to the world. I don't want to talk too long and take up too much and stop any other projects, especially if anybody's got a question or anything. If I missed anything, feel free to ask me. Anything you would like to know, future plans, current things, past, anything about myself or the team, please feel free to ask, and I'll gladly give you guys the floor back. I want to thank you again for the amazing opportunity to be back on here, and trust me, I will be back in the next few weeks, and this is kind of going to become a thing. I love you guys. I love being on here. I love the vibe you give off. I've been following you again for a very long time. I will continue to make sure I get scheduled on here, check in with you guys, and this way, common listeners, you're going to see our progress. Mike will be here to keep telling you about the progress. I'll be here to have proof and show you, well, this is where we're at. This is where we're at now. This is what we just gave, and this is where to it went. There will be videos. There will be support. There will be proof behind it. There will be documents. Everything that goes to charity will legit be going, and I'm going to need all those documents. I'm going to need that proof. I'm not out here to get scammed myself. That has happened enough. And if anybody says they haven't been, you're probably lying. We've all been scammed in crypto, whether it was blatant you sent somebody money or whether you invested in a rug. But we've all had them situations. I really want to eliminate it. If everybody came together and did that, that's our main passion. Is, I know it sounds nuts for one project to think they can do it. You guys don't know what I've set out to accomplish in my life and what I've came from. Trust me, when I set out to do something, I don't stop until it's done. This is something I can't wait to see a lot of people adapt to. If there's no possibility that somebody wants to set out to scam, to rug you, and people start following to give back, let the government handle the national debt. We can handle our backyard and the rest of the world. There's so much money flowing through crypto, trillions and trillions of dollars. If we get to give percentages of that back across the board, the whole world goes round by the crypto space. You want to talk about making a difference? Imagine the amount of money that would be in crypto when everybody's giving back. It would put a hell of a lot more money in. And we all know there's rich people that don't want to do shit and give back. But if they knew they can invest and make money, they'll put their name all over it. Oh, I'm invested in this project. I donate to charity. No, you don't. You invest and you take your earnings, but the project gives to charity. So yeah, you're right. The more you invest and the more you sell, yes, you are giving back. It'll encourage whales and other people to make that they're doing good. Technically, you are. If you're investing, buying, or selling one way or the other, you are giving back to charity. And it gives a way for people that don't physically want to take out of their pocket and do it to be able to help everything come full circle. And like I said, God forbid this becomes a precedent in the space. I see that vision because that's my intentions. The team, same way. And a lot of our very loyal people that are really starting to work in the community and starting to get behind this, they see the same. But even if you don't, just see what you can do for yourself. See what you can do for your family. Crunch the numbers. Think about what 100x, what 1000x from 49K is. Very, very achievable. On top of that, we will sustain it. The larger you go, the more opportunities. We will be taking advantage of every opportunity that gets laid in front of us. And believe me, we're already knocking on some doors. We're waiting to hit certain points and targets. And when we get there, we'll announce what's coming. Don't want to say things because I don't like to put things out until I can follow through with it and promise it. But anything we say we're going to do, you can guarantee it happens, and it will be in a short period of time from then.
Wow. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure where to begin. Appreciate the long introduction. I guess if you call that introduction there now, I appreciate the in-depth about the project there, Mike. I mean, obviously you have a lot of passion behind the project, and I do love the fact that your team comprises a bunch of people that came from a RUG project as well. And you guys want to make a positive impact on the space. So, I agree with you. I agree with you. The space needs to be cleaned up. I think the biggest problem is that the barrier to entry, right, to launching a project is very low. So the commitment is the problem that we have in the space here.
Yes.
So let me ask this, Mike. Let me ask you this: 49K market cap obviously is very low, very low. And like you said, you believe in the project. Is probably the best entry point right here for you to come in. Now, your team, now, are they all volunteers? I guess what I'm trying to ask you is that financial aspect of it. How are you guys making sure that you're making a commitment to the investors that you guys would stay committed to the project, as is shown through your voice, your passion for the project here? Most of the project around this area, 49K, the biggest problem that they have is the financial aspect of it, the money. How can you guys keep on going?
Actually, appreciate you asking that question, because that's the main thing everybody wants to know is, from that part, how do you keep it going? Honestly, some of us are lucky enough, and as far as putting money in, we're volunteering. It's obviously been us out of pocket putting everything up, because at 49K, like you said, that isn't a shit ton of marketing money, you know what I mean? So until we would hit, the millions, then you're on autopilot. Your own token and marketing comes back in and pays for everything. That comes all out of the team's pocket. And there's kind of no limits or lengths we're going to stop at to continue. And mass marketing, as market conditions get better, will continue. And obviously, we do have a percentage. I mean, nobody on the team is, I think the highest is like 2%, and the rest of us are about 1.5%. So there is no very large portion to be able to be pulled by the team at any point in any time to make sure it cannot be rugged. Mainly, it's not that we're volunteers. Obviously, we're paid and invested as well into it. But every value that comes back, for a while, when this goes and keeps getting bigger, I plan to funnel more back into liquidity, because liquidity behind the project makes it even safer. So for the first while of making money and putting things back into liquidity, that's the main purpose of the money the team and what the token itself is going to make, is to put back into liquidity and continue to build on top of that, and then be able to reach out further through mass marketing, and especially our partnership with Victus. Victus has a very, very extremely solid plan in place, and again, very specific targets. As we grow, we will start to smash those targets. And the main thing is to keep putting money back into the liquidity project, because we're long-term. The only way to sustain long-term is to have long-term liquidity. You can't just have your initial liquidity from a low launch. We know that has to go back in. And that's the number one priority right now, is to build more for liquidity and eventually the marketing money. But right now, we're coming off of that, and we'll take care of that on our own. We have a reason and a purpose we're doing this. Like you said, our passion alone is what has carried it this far. Now we're looking for more investors and people, and as they start backing it, we get to funnel it back with liquidity, make it a more solid and sustainable project. And as the better we do with that, I don't want to, when I say autopilot, I don't mean you don't do nothing. I'll be hands-on to this until I stop breathing. So will the rest of the team. The dedication that it took to come up with the idea, I mean, just the story behind it and the idea probably was about 3 months in the making. It really was very specific, and everybody had a say in where the walks of life we all come from. Again, last time I spoke on it, this time I didn't brush on it. We're from all over, and that's why I'm here today. Some of the team may be tuned in. I didn't see all the listeners. We're from the Netherlands, France, UK, US. We come from all over the world in all walks of life. Again, we met in a rug project. So everybody brings their own baggage or whatever they've seen in life to here and where I came from. And it's the reason we carry the passion we do. The main part is to make sure that if market cap moves and as it goes up, we supply more liquidity. Because that makes
100%.
sure you can maintain long term. That is the number one goal, is to get more liquidity behind this. Then organically, that builds the DEX score that it's pay to play, but our work speaks for itself. I mean, you can believe what you see online, or you can believe what I'm literally showing you. We're
Yeah,
literally going to show it. But the
right.
liquidity is our number one way to be able to continue to sustain long term and get that in immediately.
Yeah, liquidity is very important, right? To bring in big investors. So I think you guys do recognize that. Now, one thing that really stands out that I see here is that you guys are story-driven project, and that's one thing that you have not spoken on. And I think that's actually going to be a very crucial aspect of your project, because obviously you guys Hoover behind your graphic is amazing. I mean, you guys have one of the best graphics person, in your team out there.
Well,
So what
thank
is
you
the
very much.
story-driven? Yeah, what is the story-driven project? Let's go in and let's talk about that a bit, because I think that's what's going to really propel you.
Awesome.
Because as we know, in the space, charity token, meme token, right? It's we have thousands of them, right? So I think this is what's really going to stand out, differentiate your project from others. Let's talk about that. What do you guys mean by story-driven project? What does that mean?
Absolutely. I'm glad you actually brought this up, and I apologize to everybody that when I said it, I didn't really get in depth into it. Mainly, like I said, about 3 months going into this, and RKB, who is not with, maybe, but possibly not with us today, we all had the same idea and vision, and then he went and kind of just went like underground for a month. You know what I mean? He wanted to create this site and this story. And basically from coming from nothing to getting somewhere to ending up. And now this is, some of the wording is also to the States, to me, was a little odd because it's the place of Hanai and other wording from different languages. But it's the land of prosperity. Basically, it starts off, and this is a big part of where our game and animation comes in. That's the long-term part, where story-driven animation will follow this story. Frenchie basically was obviously a bulldog, and pretty much a very bad storm had him lost. And like you see in Lion King or other movies, he got lost and ended up raised by a pack of bulls. Very bullish. And that's where he learned to be able to be. Not just a dog, but find your inner bull. No matter how bearish or anything gets or how bad it gets, summon your inner bull. You'll get through it. That's all it takes. And it shows his journey in going through and being lost and looking for family, finding the bulls, being raised by them, and then trying to find and get somewhere and eventually gets to Hanai, the land of prosperity. We plan to tell that through an animated series, which brings back value later on in the project. Again, this is down the road. Kind of why I didn't want to touch too much base on it, because it's not like this is going to happen next week. Animation takes a very long time, as we all know, and animation is very expensive. Luckily, we do have some animators and very good graphic designers in-house on our team. They're not just through allocution. They're dedicated. They're not going anywhere. They have been with us from day one. They will continue to be with us. And that's part of why we stick with them. And, don't want to find other new animators or anything, because we're a very original and authentic design. Luckily, the second one we brought in can literally identically copy everything. to a T. Everything is hand drawn and then filled in with color, and it's approved by the team after the hand drawing. And it's to tell the story. But until the story's done, we're not done. And as we follow the story, we follow the roadmap, and things get further on. And that's where a lot of things start to expand. And the later on things through IP and through also the animation and the video game, it's all off of the story. Everything we're going to do is based off of that. So what you're asking is mainly the whole foundation of our project. Everything will be from telling the story of coming from nothing, being lost, found by bulls, and then getting finally to the land of prosperity and reaching where he needs to be. Doing good along the way. He got lost. Somebody took him in and helped him. I ended the whole idea behind what we're doing. Anybody feeling lost, anybody that don't feel they don't belong, you do it, Frenchie. I don't give a shit who you are, where you come from. I don't care if you're a holder. If you want to be here and scream at the top of your lungs but not be a holder, awesome. You're a supporter. You're helping do good. All that matters. As long as anybody is doing anything to support it, and the story will be what is told. That is the main drive behind all of it, and the biggest part of the animation. That's very awesome. I think I'm probably at this time 5 seconds, but I believe that 45 seconds a long time.
Oh, you're getting cut off there, Mike. You're getting cut off there really bad. So I'm not sure it's me or you, but you're getting cut off pretty bad here. Okay, so I think that's actually a very crucial aspect of your project there, right? Because like I said, right, memes tokens are everywhere nowadays, and anybody can launch a meme token with $1 actually, right?
Yeah,
And we all
exactly.
know that. So
Very
it's
true.
so the barrier to entry is very, very low. And again, that's the biggest problem because there's no commitment, right? You launch a project, doesn't work out, you go into the next and hoping the next one will stick, right? And that's an issue that we're having here. Now, listening to you, I definitely can hear your passion, and I hope that your team has the same passion as you as well, because the commitment, right? The commitment and your willingness to have to go through those obstacles, this hardship, right? The trenches is tough because, like you being here, you guys are doing grassroots marketing because you guys know that you guys don't have the marketing money, not that much at the moment, right? And we all know that looking at the market cap. So we do recognize that. But I think, with your commitment, I mean, I can hear in your voice, you're very passionate about the project and doing well in the crypto space or have a positive impact. I think as long as you stay committed, I think people will come along with you, right? But it's going to take some convincing, right? Especially at this market cap. And what, you being here and you guys are doxxed, I mean, that speaks volume already. So you guys, I mean, I have nothing
Absolutely.
to say. Yeah, I have nothing to say bad about the project. I love your passion. I can hear in your voice. Make sure you guys check out their TG, check out the website. I would definitely look further into this team. I mean, for a guy to come in here at a 49,000 market cap, he was here last week. I didn't really have a chance to listen to him. Mike was hosting the Eagles Den. But for him to come back here again, and most likely he's going to come back in. In fact,
Absolutely.
I'm going to introduce you to some of our friends that they do have some a big audience as well. So hopefully you can get in front of them as well. But I always like to invest in people, right? I always like to invest in people. I say, not necessarily the idea or the concept behind the project, but the people that are behind it. And I feel like Mike, he's serious about the project and he really wants to do well, not for the project, for the investor, but, for the crypto space, but also just do good for the world. And we need more people like that. We really do. So Mike, hey, that was a great presentation. You went for like 40 minutes without even taking a breath there, man. I don't know how you did that, but
Oh
it
shit!
was good.
That's why I say I get caught up, and I'm a talker. Kind of why I am the one that does these, and I apologize for that. I get going, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's the passion for it, and again, this is also to make a change in my life. This is full circle. It's for everybody, for me, and I don't want to get started. Trust me, I'll go another 20 minutes. So Exactly everything you said, I agree. And at least the team is in a position. Market cap doesn't reflect what we can put behind the project. Just put it that way. What
Okay.
we need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do for marketing when conditions change, it's all in the works and being taken care of. We are behind this. A lot of the community doesn't understand that, and they say, "Well, where's the big green can? Why isn't it everywhere?" Take a look at the market. Nobody's buying anything right now. You don't unload on marketing at the moment when the market is so bad because you don't want to waste it. But whatever we got to do to make a change, and whatever we got to do, and my dedication and passion, thank God, it reflects the team. It really does. There will be more on here. And yes, I definitely will be back. And when I am back, I will make sure I have at least one or two of the team with me so you can hear from the rest of us as well. And again, I appreciate you guys having us so much. I really, really do. You guys are awesome. I hope to talk to you also outside of this. And thank you so much for directing towards larger audiences. And I also know through you guys, I'm going to be in another lounge very soon. Through, I guess, whoever schedules, and also part of doing your AMAs. I have another one being scheduled with them in another lounge soon through you guys, which will be awesome. And that's the main thing. Keep coming on here. Keep getting the word out, whether it's 49 or 149 or 4 million. We could be at a billion market cap. I'm going to be on here on Saturday, and I'm going to be telling you where we came from and where we're at. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up my time. No matter how good we do, I'm dedicated to this until, again, I can't speak no more, which, as you can tell, that probably will never happen. Unless the cigarettes catch up and I get emphysema and can't speak, I'm always going to be a talker. I'm always going to be here screaming Frenchie. The team's always going to support it. The biggest part is we're getting a following supporting it. Community, we all know, especially like you said, there's a million memes out. There's a million people that say this. We're going to show that we mean what we say. And having other people start to get that passion, holy shit. If it catches fire, it will be like a California wildfire, but you ain't going to be able to put it out.
And that's it. That's it, right? You just got to show up, right? You just got to show up, and in the space, that's one of the things that really differentiate, one project from the other is that the leader, they have to show up. People have to see them showing up every single day, regardless, right? And that's how you judge the character of the leader. And as long as you're showing
Absolutely.
up, man, as long as you're showing up, and I think you will win people over as long as you're showing up and keep on, showing your passion for the project and the commitment for the project, along with your team. I think slowly you will get there. I think slowly you get there because there's no other way. There's no other way, right? If a person is committed to a project, success is the only way, and that's it. Most people give up early
It's the only
or lack of
option.
discipline, and that's it. So, hey, Mike, great presentation. That was a very, very good presentation from you, and I think everybody here can sense your passion and the commitment for the projects. So yeah, and I think we're gonna wrap this up. Mike, go ahead and if you can go pick one random listener for me here. And hey guys, hey, Mike, are you still here?
Yes, sir.
Should we do a random number as well?
Let's do a random number. Yep, and we'll have Mike. We'll have Mike here pick a random listener as well.
I'll tell you what, guys. Okay, the summary of the project, okay, is pinned in our chat room. I wanted you guys to go over there, join the TG, okay, and get to know the team. This is actually my first time listening to Mike from the team. I've actually looked at this project, I think before they launch, and one thing that really stood out to me is the graphic, the detail in the graphic. So it shows that they're not playing around, right? They're committed to the project. But I never really got to know the team. This is actually my first time listening to them, and it seems like they're very passionate, right? Even at 49 market cap, because if you think about it, right, people can give up very easily. 49 market cap, right? Very easily can be given up, right? But he's still here. He was here last week, and he's going to be here probably in the future again. So they're doing grassroots. I mean, they're working. They're going through the trenches right now, and you want those people behind the project. So I would definitely be looking to the team again. Check them out. But I encourage everyone to go over there and check them out. Okay, join the TG, and Mike's gonna go over there and pick one random window over there. Is it $10, Mike, or is it 15?
That'll be $10 for the joiner.
Okay, yeah. All right, guys, make sure you join the TG and get to know the team. I mean, again, it's a meme token, but it's a good token, do good token, right? But more importantly, it's the team behind it, guys. So make sure you check them out. I think they deserve your time there. So with that, Mike, the other Mike, if you can go pick one random listener and so we can award a listener. And how should we do the random number, Mike?
All right. You want to do the number? I'll say official Mike, since you're the official one hosting this here. You want to do the number, or would you like me to pick somebody first?
I'll do the number back into the Telegram chat, and you can pick a random listener here and send them over in a DM. Actually, you can send it over to the Eagles Den room.
All right. I'll gladly post it. And one stood out to me because of our previous conversations about cars and things of that nature. And I see one on here, and it just stands out in the picture. And it just caught my eye. So
very good.
Sounds good. Awesome, guys. So after this, we will is it 1 to 200, Mike, or what? What is the?
Yep, we'll do 1 to 200, 5 guesses per user. And good luck to everybody on it. As soon as we are done and wrapped up here, we'll also get everything all posted over to YouTube, and we'll drop the link back into the Eagles Den room for you as well, Mike.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you having me, guys.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome, and I look forward to see the progress of the project and your hard work and your commitment to the project, man. I can sense the passion in you, and I wish you the best.
Coming from you, that's a very high compliment in my opinion. I've been following you quite some time, and we did have chats before we launched, and I appreciate the support, man. I just got to say at the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate your guys' support, and to see the invite back here was when Tyson reached out, I was just, it was surreal, because we're not giving up, and your support is what can keep that drive going. Anybody even asking, like, this is the reason. I thank you guys a lot, man. That's all I can say.
Awesome, brother. We'll chat soon. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I think that's an hour already. We're going to wrap it up. And we do have this Eagles thing, guys. If you guys know of a good team, good project that deserve a free pitch, a quick presentation of the project, let us know or let them know, okay? But we'd like to do this just a way to give back to the projects, because we're very mindful that the space sometimes, not everyone, good teams, sometimes they don't have the financial backing behind it. So hopefully this will help them. But I do need you guys to also support the projects that you guys do like as well. So make sure you join the TG, social media, X, etc. So with that being said, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye-bye, guys.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You as well. Bye-bye.